This hurricane season is certainly picking up the pace. We have the third named storm for this year. It's Cristobal, which formed this afternoon. You can just see it here in the Gulf of Mexico to the west of our area, basically posing no threat to Trinidad and Tobago. It did begin to spin up, obviously, as it went over some warm waters. This was actually the remnants of a tropical storm that came by on the Pacific side named Amanda. And right now it's been renamed because it came onto this side of the Atlantic and is called Cristobal. It's set to linger in this area, at least for Mexico, out towards Belize, bringing some heavy rainfall here. Possibility of a flash flooding and mudslides as well is likelihood. And as it continues to move through the area on Thursday, eventually beginning to make a slow turn towards the north and eventually pushing into the Gulf of Mexico as it goes into the weekend. It could be well threatening the Gulf states of the United States as it goes through this weekend and early next week. Meanwhile, out towards the Atlantic, we just have a couple of tropical waves. One is leaving Africa. The other one is just coming towards our area, coming into the Guyanas. And this tropical wave will likely begin to bring us some effects of some rainfall and some cloudiness by the time we get to late on Thursday, but more so on Friday. You'll notice a lot more of that rain coming through to end of the working week and to start the weekend. But right now, we still have moderate to high concentrations of Saharan dust around, which is not so good news for asthma and pollen allergies sufferers, and that will continue as you go through your Wednesday and early Thursday. So similarly, hazy conditions expected overnight. Just a brief shower likely across the hillsides, but again, it won't be enough to wipe out that haze as you go through the day. Mostly dull, sunny conditions expected with that haze coming through and down towards central and southern areas of Trinidad as well. Looking for warm, hazy weather as you go through your Wednesday. The question is, well, how warm will it get? We're looking at highs tomorrow of 33 degrees Celsius in Trinidad after a relatively cool night of 23 degrees Celsius, and the conditions will remain like that as you go into the first part of Thursday. We'll talk about that tropical wave earlier, and it will begin to make impacts on Friday. A lot more rainfall expected here, some heavy showers likely, also some thunderstorms are possible, and could be seeing some gusty winds in some of those thunder showers through Friday and possibly the first part of Saturday. Now, for fisherfolk and mariners, we continue to see those easterly winds of 15 knots, just a slight to moderate chop with east-northeasterly swells of 7 seconds, and very little is set to change as we go through Thursday. But you will notice that by Friday, that tropical wave will shift those winds to the southeast as we go towards the end of the working week. Now, across the Greater Antilles, we continue to see some showers around Cuba, particularly for Havana. Still some rainy spells expected here. Out towards the rest of the Greater Antilles, there's some brief showers with some Saharan dust in the air, but that Saharan dust remains quite thick across the Lesser Antilles. We're talking about St. Lucia, south towards Barbados, St. Vincent and Grenada, and obviously including us here in Trinidad and Tobago. And then down towards Georgetown, occasional showers are still likely, a lot of low cloud around, and that will likely bring some showers as they go through their day. So that's your weather, and that's from me.